Capturing any audio yet. So bear with me. We're screwing around. We're learning new stuff today. So I'm upping my YouTube game. Just give me a minute. I got to test to make sure my sound's coming through. Yeah, see, I'm searching for my stream on my phone, but I don't see it. Nope, wait, that says it's live right there. So yeah, the event is early. Like I said, I'm just testing this. I don't hear anything yet. Some of my volume is all the way down. Test, test. Capturing any audio yet. Bear with me. Okay, we definitely hear ourselves, so we are good. Let me get all this fun stuff out of the way. And now, where's the laughter? There we go. Hey there, Dwight. Yeah, sorry, I'm like I said, this is all test. I got a little chat that I'm usually used to live streaming gaming. So right now you got to see my OBS, you see my background, you got to see a little bit of everything. So it is taking a little getting used to. So bear with me just a little bit longer. Let me make sure I've got all my windows in order. And I've got one more change. Video display capture. Properties, I want to go to the other display. Okay, that should swap over momentarily. Alright, excellent. That's up. Let me get the YouTube stuff over here. Excellent. Alright, now I got a couple more. I just want to test my chat here. Because I'm testing everything to make sure it's all working, so bear with me here. Let me mute that. So that's what the public view looks like. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. So hello everyone, this is WHL Online Entertainment, and again, tonight is our event test. We are starting up our Friday night chill nights again. This is going to be where we do our gaming news streams. I am hoping to get to do this full time at some point. By full time, I don't mean job, I mean actually doing this every week on a set schedule. We are looking to have some guests come in as well. Jommi from Jommi Just Playing, I've already talked to him. He is looking to come in and do some of this as well. And like I said, just testing all these new features. I normally just kind of stream right from OBS what my monitor's showing. I want to kind of have events scheduled. That way, one, you guys can see when I'm doing them. Some of the people in my YouTube community have kind of done some experiments. They have noticed that live streams, once we go live, are not necessarily, and this is all coming from Axel from Burning Yin Yang, by the way. So Axel, this is information him and his guys have got, but watching his streams, he's noted that some of the people that he watches or streams with, when they go live, people aren't getting notified of their live streams until after, like well after the streams have started. So of course, when someone streams, you want to catch a whole stream. You don't want people to find out you're live streaming an hour into a stream. There's been some issues with likes and stuff too, but I know stuff like, or things like likes and sub counts, they can be a little iffy. They don't always show you the correct data. You know, I can't go into detail on all that because I don't know it all, but I do know on this end it does make things a little bit weird. So I wanted to have the event test going so you guys can see when I'm going live. That way you can tune in, know what time I'm going to be started. We'll be good to go from there. And I know the time said 9:30 on here. I went and started it early, like I said, all testing to make sure these things work. But enough about that stuff. Hello everyone. Alright, so we got a few topics to talk about today. Alright, first and foremost, Elder Scrolls Online. I've been playing a lot of that lately. I played the game back when it first came out, when it was a beta, and then when it first came out for a few months, I got a little bit bored of it. I did mainly PvP stuff. I mean, once you kind of finish the game, there wasn't a whole lot more for you to do. The class I really liked playing was kind of broken at the time. I mean, it was a Nightblade. It was notoriously broken throughout the release. Skills didn't work. The vampire class skill line also didn't work, and I happened to be a Nightblade vampire, so all of my stuff just didn't work. Definitely underpowered. I mean, they're much better now. But I've gotten back into it. I've been playing a lot, joined some guilds. I've been playing it every day, actually, so I'm thinking about getting into that full time as far as putting it on the stream list. So we'll see how that works. But there's a new DLC coming out next week, so I got back into it just in time for an awesome DLC. And it is Elder Scrolls Online. The Wrathstone DLC is being released. So I guess this is the Year of the Dragon for Elder Scrolls Online. So that's kind of cool. Here we go. Wrathstone is the first upcoming DLC, and I'm sorry, this is coming from. Oh, did I not? I bet I didn't put this in the thing. See, this is what I test. I'll make sure I get the link to the description for this article. I'm pretty sure I got it in here, but it's coming from VGR, and it says Wrathstone is the first upcoming DLC for the Elder Scrolls Online Season of the Dragon. It's supposed to be a year-long event spanning 4 separate DLC releases. So this year, this is a pretty big year for Elder Scrolls Online. There's going to be 4 DLCs as well as a new class coming to the game. Now, previously, the Warden was the newest class. It arrived with the Morrowind DLC. I had to catch up on this when I got back into the game a few weeks ago. I've been playing the Warden quite a bit. I like it a lot because it has ice magic. You guys know how I love ice magic type stuff. Broke like my heart. Yeah, pretty much. And but I've been playing the Warden a lot, and they're coming out with the Necromancer. That's going to be in June, I believe. I'll double check on that one later on when I'm planning to cover that. But that's a exciting one. But a huge year for Elder Scrolls Online. They've had quite a few DLCs since I stopped playing. I stopped playing right around the time Craglorn came out, and then I think my wife and I got back into it for about a week or so when the Dark Brotherhood had come out. Played a little bit, still wasn't interested in it. I've gotten back into it big time right now. So like I said, so Wrathstone is the first DLC for the Season of the Dragon. I've checked out a little bit of it. I haven't got the test servers myself or anything, but it does look pretty cool. There are some armor sets I've been really excited to get my hands on. But continuing on with the article. 2 more dungeon pack DLCs similar to Wrathstone will follow after that. Now, ZeniMax Online Studios has announced the release date of Wrathstone, and it's just days away from launch. It's actually Monday. So today is Friday, February 22nd, 2019. Because you know people in the future are going to come back to watch my stream. But it's going to be releasing on this Monday, so I'm really excited about it. What's your opinion on Will Smith playing as the former Aladdin? He looks weird as hell. And by the way, I'm happy to talk about pretty much anything except probably politics on this channel. I will be setting up another channel for any kind of political discussions. I've got one. I just haven't uploaded to it for a while because I've been juggling work and this channel and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm free to talk about whatever gaming-wise or pretty much whatever. But I'm going to have 2 separate channels for all the different things you talk about. But this one's definitely entertainment. As far as Will Smith playing him, I can't say that I'm... The idea of it, I can see it working out, but I've seen how that genie looks, and it looks stupid as shit. That's all there is to it. I mean, I think he could pull it off. I mean, anyone trying to follow Robin Williams' footsteps playing the genie, they're going to have a hard time. I mean, the genie had his own unique spin on it. I mean, whoever else would play him would either have to really work to try to bring that same spirit to the genie as Robin Williams did, and even then, even if it's kind of an homage to the person, it's really just copying. I am interested to see somebody kind of add a different spin to the genie. Like I said, if somebody could do it right and do it unique to where it kind of feels like it fits into the story and, you know, it kind of feels natural. The genie felt really natural to Aladdin, and kind of added that comic relief. Hey, that'd be great. But I'm not sure. I mean, just looking at how stupid Will Smith's face looks, I mean, it looks like somebody did a really bad Photoshop and just kind of stuck him on there. I mean, it looks really bad. So it's hard to get over that. He would have to be extremely, extremely good at that role to make up for that already. But yeah, that's not going to happen. I really don't see. I mean, I'm not interested in seeing the movie to begin with, but let's see, back to the Elder Scrolls, and there's a bunch of stuff going on with the Elder Scrolls here, by the way, not just Elder Scrolls Online. I'm leading with it, 1, because it's a screen I had up already when I started, and 2, because I'm playing that quite often right now. But let's see, where did I leave off at? Here we go. ZeniMax Online Studios announced Wrathstone last month, shortly after the announcement of Elsewhere, the next big chapter DLC for the Elder Scrolls MMO. The studio has published several previews of the upcoming dungeon pack, showing off 2 different dungeons included with it. The first of these is the Depth of Malatar, which will see players exploring an ancient Allied ruin based on the Malatar location from the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. The second dungeon, and this is the one I can't wait for, is the Frostvault, which is a massive Dwemer fortress. I can't wait for Frostvault. Yeah, I'm not into it. The live action before thing, yeah, I'm not into that either. But long story short, really looking forward to what the Elder Scrolls Online has coming out this year. I actually just purchased a house in game. The game has come out with some housing options. I mean, it's cool. You can have people come to your house. You can actually put in crafting stuff in your house too, including some of the custom crafting benches out in the world. So I mean, your house does actually have a purpose to it. It's not just a decorative place you can go to. You can actually do things like test out your DPS there. You can have all the different kind of crafting benches and set crafting benches there. It's pretty cool. I like it. Since I've been gone, they've added in things like I said, all these DLCs. They've added in jewelry crafting. They've added in a lot of systems. Some of it can be kind of grindy, especially jewelry crafting to upgrade your jewelry. But like I said, not bad. I'm enjoying it so far. But the other big thing, and this is the huge one, and this kind of falls into what we were talking about with Elder Scrolls 76, Fallout 76. I think Bethesda is in real trouble right now. Not just because of the 76 issue that have popped up. Sorry, let me drink a little bit of coffee here. So I got to get used to talking like this when I'm streaming. It's a little warm in here too. Yeah, oh yeah, naked on camera. Totally getting monetized. But wow, crap, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bethesda's in a lot of trouble, and there's been a lot of issues over Fallout 76, so that has hurt them quite a bit. There's been more controversies here recently, where apparently they banned a player with over 900 hours in the game. Now, again, full disclosure, I did like Fallout 76. It is a kind of grindy game that I am into. I'm into those survival crafty type games. That's just my thing, but I also know that a lot of people aren't into that. I also know that the game had a ton of issues with it, a ton of bugs. I've stopped playing, but keep in mind that even though I've stopped playing, I had already had about 200 plus hours into the game already, so I got my money's worth. I did pre-order the game. I was playing the beta. The game has got serious issues, but it is still the kind of game I would like to play. I'm used to playing things like 7 Days to Die and Subnautica. We're currently playing and checking out some of the Subnautica map from Below Zero, so I'm used to these kind of things. But from a major publisher like Bethesda, who's known for games like the Elder Scrolls series and the Fallout series, it's not really acceptable anymore. I mean, they're known for bugs, but 76 was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. A lot of people were already upset about how Fallout 4 played, the bugs with it. Still, people have been complaining about the creation engine for a long time. Bethesda's kind of shrugged it off, saying that, you know, it's easy to make things in the engine. And we see how that turned out with Fallout 76. I mean, buggy game, nothing was fixed on launch from the betas. All it was just really a reason for people to buy the game early, which, again, I knew from the get-go. I was happy to play the beta, and I knew what it was to begin with. I also knew that the game was going to have some issues. So I didn't waste money on that personally. Like I said, I enjoyed it. But now we've got a new issue with Bethesda. And here it is. This is, again, same page on VTR. And it's a trademark dispute that could affect Elder Scrolls 6. And it's called a new trademark dispute could affect the Elder Scrolls 6. And here we go. Last year, Bethesda filed a trademark for the name Redfall, prompting widespread speculation that this would be the subtitle of the Elder Scrolls 6. Elder Scrolls 6. I can't talk. The Elder Scrolls 6. And if I'm talking too fast, let me know. I've got to get used to speaking in public and on stream again longer. My throat's a little sore right now because I don't talk like this too often anymore. I used to talk tons when I was in the Marine Corps on active duty because I had to, you know, giving briefs and whatnot. I don't talk that much anymore unless I have to at my job, so I'm usually pretty quiet. So if I'm talking too fast or you can't understand me, let me know. I'll try to enunciate more. I've got to practice these things. I need you guys to help me. Well, smack me in the shake, please. But there we go. Bethesda hasn't officially confirmed what the name is for yet. However, it has now emerged that the company is facing a trademark dispute from breezebook.com, a publishing company which publishes a novel series by the same name. And I kind of looked into this before. I guess his novel series was published in 2016, and Bethesda tried to trademark his name last year. And here we go. The Elder Scrolls 6 Redfall trademark and breezebook.com dispute. As reported by Gamesradar, Bethesda is facing a legal challenge from breezebook.com, specifically over the trademarking of the name Redfall. Let me adjust my camera here since I lean over when I talk. There we go. BreezeBook.com publishes a series of post-apocalyptic novels by author Jay Faulkner, which also uses the Redfall name. For some reason, I just find it ironic somehow that the people that are suing Bethesda or potentially suing Bethesda write a post-apocalyptic novel, and 76 was post-apocalyptic game. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much in that, but I find that a little bit funny. But here we go. Unfortunately, this case may not be resolved quickly. Trial dates available via the U.S. Trademark and Patent Office show the deadlines for the various stages of the case could extend as far as August 2020. Bethesda has yet to make any public statement regarding the case or how it may affect their plans for the Elder Scrolls 6. And I'll read this last part. It's unlikely that the Elder Scrolls 6 will be ready for release by late 2020. Bethesda is due to release Starfield first, a game which is expected to be a long way from release itself. Elder Scrolls 6 will follow next, but is most likely still 2 years away from release at the earliest. As such, it's fairly unlikely that this court case will disrupt the game's actual release. However, what it could affect is pre-release marketing. Okay, so I got a few thoughts on this, and again, I don't want to delve too far into it. The lawsuit itself isn't what concerns me. 76 alone isn't what concerns me. It's all these things combined, and okay, trademark is a huge thing, especially in the States. I mean, we got some pretty strict copyright laws. We got some pretty strict trademark regulations. With the release of Fallout 76, every way that Bethesda has been handling themselves in the last, actually since they did this, I'd say about the last year to 18 months or so, it's kind of brought the company to question, just period. I mean, a company like Bethesda and ZeniMax, the parent corporation, they have to have a pretty hefty staff of lawyers to vet these things. Now, I've never created a game myself. I've never tried to create a book title or anything. All I've done is create my channel. I did have to check to make sure that it wasn't copywritten. My name, Weaveline Entertainment, it is an LLC. I do own the name to it. That being said, it wasn't that hard for me to find out if the name was taken or not for the state that I'm registered in. It wasn't that hard. Now, it makes you wonder what Bethesda is doing if they're getting sued by somebody for essentially trying to trademark a name that is already trademarked. I don't understand that. Now, there could be a case, and again, I might be speaking out of my ass here, but I think there is some case where if they're not in the same realm, that they could have similar names, but in this case, they're both entertainment. One's a book, one's a game series. I think there is something to go on here. And the fact that it's making headlines, I think there's something to go on here. But all of that, I don't even care about the micro here. It's Bethesda in general right now. What the hell are they doing? Need more coffee? That soothes the fire. Okay. People have been criticizing Bethesda a lot over Fallout 76, but when you take a step back, just looking at every action they've taken, not using a new game engine for Fallout 4 or for especially Fallout 76, an engine that can barely handle single player, let alone multiplayer, we see just how bad it's performed. They're trying to get into multiplayer games, and they can't handle it. I mean, the servers crash constantly. There's game-breaking bugs. The bugs and exploits in the game are clearly there from a single-player standpoint. I mean, some of these bugs wouldn't be issues if you were in a single-player standpoint, but when you try to add multiplayer in these things, the engine itself and how they create these games, it just doesn't mesh. They have no experience. They have no idea what they're doing yet. They're trying to jump into here, and I don't know what's going on with Bethesda, and it actually worries me. This impending lawsuit worries me as well, and if they don't come out with a new game engine, we've heard rumors about Starfield. I'm pretty sure a lot of them aren't true. We'll get into it. I'm sure more rumors will come out as the game gets closer to release, but we've heard a lot of rumors about Starfield. For example, how apparently the spaceflight wasn't working and how they're in development hell for it right now. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, some of these speculations came up, or some of these rumors came up and kind of got swept under the rug. No one's talked about them since then, but these are things you kind of have to worry about. I mean, imagine if they do try to make a space game, this upcoming game, Starfield, with the creation engine. I mean, from what I understand, and I'm not a computer programmer myself or a game designer, but from what I understand, they've essentially taken the same, I guess, 20-year-old engine, and they've just been adding patches to it. They've been band-aiding it, trying to upgrade it, and it needs an overhaul. I mean, even looking objectively at Fallout 76, I mean, the game's full of bugs. It can't handle what it's being asked to do. They need to get a new engine for this game, and then when a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out and doesn't have, I mean, I know it's got bugs, but the bugs that Bethesda games have, you can't compare any other game to these. I mean, this is insane. They haven't got a new game engine. They're falling prey to trademark issues, which should have been easily avoided. I mean, it's not that hard to think of a name that has Red in it that's not trademarked, or actually maybe it is, I'm not sure, but that shouldn't be a hurdle that they have to fight on at this point. I'm worried about Bethesda as a company, period. I think they're going to fall into the same, I think they may end up closing down. I mean, that's my speculation. Hopefully not. I mean, I know they're still a big company, I know they have a lot of resources, but it's like they're just pissing money away, like they're trying to get themselves shut down. So that's just my take on it. I don't want to rant at it. I'll get a more structured video on that later, but just seeing stuff like this constantly pop up, all the different controversy popping up all over Bethesda, Fallout 76 issues, banning players that pretty much your biggest fans, and they're getting banned. I mean, this guy got banned with 900 hours of gameplay in 76. Oh my god. I can't even understand that. Them getting sued over this trademark thing. I mean, these things are piling up. I wonder if they have anything left in them. I mean, if Starfield doesn't perform, we may not even get to see Elder Scrolls 6. Or if we're lucky, the rights will get sold off to another company and we can actually start getting good games again. But then if someone like EA were to, imagine if EA were to pick up the Fallout or the Elder Scrolls stories. Oh my god. Can you imagine all the single player microtransactions that would be in the game? Not even one thing about it. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic, and that is going to be Apex Legends. What the hell? Okay, hold on. There we go. Now, Apex Legends is the game that's been out. From what I understand, it is a Battle Royale game. It's one that I'm thinking about checking out. I can't say I've really been into too many Battle Royale games, ever really. They've never really piqued my interest. I never got into like Fortnite or PUBG or anything. But this is just a curious case for me. And again, this is old news, but I'm trying to catch up to everything, so that's why we're getting this late for me. But here we go. Apex Legends reaches a staggering 25 million players in just a week. Apex Legends continues to set records with an amazing first week. This is a game I didn't even know existed, and apparently nobody did until right before it released. I didn't see any kind of marketing campaign for this or anything until like days before it apparently came out. But I'm going to go ahead and read through this article and kind of give my take on it. This is from Gamesradar. This is an article by Alex Abbott and Lucas Sullivan. And again, this is from 2 weeks ago, but I'll still kind of give my take on it. And there's an update for this. Apex Legends has hit another incredible milestone, more than 25 million registered players in its first week, with over 2 million concurrent players during peak hours in its first weekend. This is here from everyone here at Respawn. Thank you, writes Respawn Entertainment CEO Vince Lampelli in the official announcement. The community's excitement for Apex Legends is electric, and we feel it here at the studio. We couldn't have gotten here, or we couldn't have gotten where we are without you, and look forward to having you on this journey with us. I'm playing it right now. It's a great game. And see, that's what I wanted to talk about. Apparently, and I have nothing against arena-style games like this. I am genuinely interested in checking it out. But this just kind of more shocks me. Taking a look at something like Fallout 76 and Bethesda, and all the crap they're going through and all the bad decisions they're making, and how everyone in the gaming sphere is on edge, and how controversy after controversy is popping out, and how no one seems to know what they want. All of a sudden we have a game that just comes literally out of left field and is apparently just smashing it right now. That's crazy, especially since it is a Battle Royale style game. Yeah, I know like PUBG was starting to fail, and again, I can't really be upset about that. I mean, even if you're a huge PUBG fan, they've made a ton of money, so the game was definitely a success. Any games are going to slowly go down in popularity over time, but Fortnite's been killing it. I don't know how, I wasn't sure how long this genre of game was going to last, but apparently it's still strong. People are still looking for the next thing, and Apex Legends apparently is just blowing it out of the water. That's crazy, and I guess this game literally, let me go through and read this. I think it tells me exactly. Here we go. The original story was, well, it escalated quickly. Apex Legends, the game that we didn't even know existed 1 week ago, and again, keep in mind this is 11 days ago, has already accumulated 10 million registered players across PC, PS4, and Xbox One just 72 hours after it launched on February 4th. Okay, so a little bit more than 2 weeks ago. Respawn Entertainment's free-to-play Battle Royale game also reached 1 million concurrent players over the week, as announced in a celebratory post by publisher Electronic Arts, and this is just the beginning. This is insane. Now, keep in mind, I don't know anything about Apex Legends besides the fact it is a Battle Royale game and it is free to play, but I'm going to go ahead and go on the limb and say this game is probably making more money, or close to more money, if not comparable to some of these big AAA games are right now. And they're doing it as a free-to-play game. And again, right now this is my speculation. Tell me if I'm right. But my guess is that you can earn probably crates or something in-game. You can customize your characters, but everything is basically free-to-play to do in-game. You play the game. There's no pay-to-win mechanics in it. I'm hoping. Again, this is speculation. And they're probably doing really well. Simple game, free-to-play. They've got a free-to-play model that apparently isn't offending anybody because I haven't heard anything about it. And it's working. I mean, is that what it is? There a microtransaction? I assume there are as a free-to-play game. You have to have microtransactions, or you have to monetize the game somehow. I'm assuming microtransactions, and I'm going to assume it's all customization stuff. That is insane that we can see something like Fallout 76 failing, I'm not sure how much they've spent on it, but we can see something like that fail in the game we're going to talk about here after this, just not doing great. And then here we got a game that no one even knew about, and boom, people are just all over it. It makes me wonder if people are just really, really that into Battle Royale games. Yes, microtransactions, okay. I kind of figured. And I've got nothing against microtransactions in free-to-play or extremely cheap games. I play Warframe. Huge game. People love it. I've been playing it for years now. Free-to-play, there are microtransactions. You can actually straight up buy weapons and frames you can use. I got no problem doing that. I've loved the game. I'll probably sink about $200-300 in Warframe over the last few years because I love the game that much, and because no pay to win, awesome. See, that's amazing, and they're probably doing extremely well monetarily. Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. I mean, you release a free-to-play game like this, as long as it's not pay to win, I'm fine with you charging reasonable prices. Reasonable. I'm not saying $100 to change the color of your gun. That'd be insane, and that'd be more insane because we know people would do it. But I'm all for monetizing free-to-play games like that. I mean, that is, as far as I'm concerned, I keep coming back to the Warframe example whenever I talk about monetization and microtransactions. I like the Warframe style of play, or microtransactions. I like not having things be pay to win. I like being able to earn stuff in games slowly over time. I mean, it was a while before I spent any money on Warframe, period. And in that game, you can buy pretty much whatever frame you want. Thank you, baby. You can buy pretty much whatever frame or weapon you want, and it still won't really give you an edge over anybody who... You can come in as a new player and buy every item in the game that you can buy, and you will still be weaker than people who have played the game, not sunk money into it, and have even a week on you. They will obliterate you because of the way the game's set up. Thank you, baby. Mm-hmm. So my wife just brought me some eggs for dinner. I got about another 30 minutes before I'm streaming, so. But yeah, I love that. So I mainly bring up Apex Legends, 1, because it's a game I hadn't heard of, and 2, because yeah, Warframe. I love Warframe. Ivor for life. Ivor main. And Nidus. My 2 favorite from. I'm waiting for him to come out with a Spider Warframe. I can't wait for that, but we'll see if that ever happens. But I mainly bring up Apex Legends because I want to kind of compare to what's going on with Anthem right now, which is our next story, the main thing I really wanted to talk about today. And this one's going to come from Ars Rechnica, and it's not really going to say anything I didn't know already. I haven't played Anthem. At the moment, I have some desire to play it, but I can already tell I'm going to know exactly what I'm going to find from it. It's not going to be good. Honestly, just the flying around part's really the only thing that interests me. But I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to kind of... Actually, before I even get into the article, I'm going to kind of tell you what my thoughts are about Anthem before it even came out. And actually, let me bring up this old article. I brought up a very old article from Polygon from last year, January last year, so well over a year ago. But I knew what Anthem was going to be before it was released. It was touted as being the Destiny killer, which is weird because Destiny committed suicide. And I knew it was going to be kind of the open world Destiny-ish kind of game. I knew there was going to be microtransactions in it. I didn't know how bad they'd be. Even right now, I can't really tell. I do have an article about the microtransactions, but as of right now, I mean, apparently people aren't liking the game, and I kind of knew what was going to happen with it already. Before we even get to its release and the microtransactions, this is a story I want to bring up from last year and kind of remind you, everybody, what's going on or what was going on with it back then. So this is January 30th, 2018. It's from last year. It's from Polygon, written by Owen S. Good, and it's BioWare's Anthem delayed to 2019, EA confirms in this updated article. So keep in mind, this is last year before this game got released, because originally it was supposed to come out in 2018. Now it says, while denying an early report that development is behind schedule, keep in mind this is how EA thinks, while I'm going to say it again too, while denying an early report that development is behind schedule, Electronic Arts told the Wall Street Journal that Anthem, the open-world multiplayer action game coming from BioWare, will launch in 2019 and not 2018, the window originally given for the game at E3 2017. How they can give an original release date of 2018, push it back for until next year for any reason, and claim the delay or that the game's not delayed, that is by definition, whatever reason it is a delay. And people gave them crap when this came out back then too, so I'm not trying to rehash too much, but kind of when this happened, and I'm not going to go through the whole article, I just want to remind everybody that this game was delayed, so this game has been pushed back quite a bit, so keep that in mind. But even back then I kind of knew that the game was going to have the same issue that Destiny had upon release and Destiny 2 had upon release. It was going to be, I knew it was going to be a visually stunning game. I knew it was going to look good. I knew it was unique in that you could fly around in the javelins. I knew that was going to be, I assumed that was going to be fairly fun. I read some reviews later on that the flight controls weren't too intuitive. I heard that did get patched, so as of right now apparently they're pretty intuitive and pretty easy to use. But I assumed the flying around part would be pretty cool. That would be fairly smooth. Again, not to bring it up again, but something akin to Warframe, you can wall jump and stuff and do all your flips and stuff pretty easy and it feels smooth. I assumed the flying around, assumed at the time, it would be the same way, just with the javelin, so you'd be able to fly and swim. I assumed that the game would be a loot and shoot, meaning it would either, I figured you get weapons from different enemies, kind of like Borderlands. I thought it might be something like that. Certain enemies drop certain weapons, you'd have to farm them for a while. I thought that might be it, and I assumed the loot and shoot would be the main gameplay aspect to it. I figured the story would probably be short, would probably be fairly shallow, would probably give us some cliffhangers or not explain 90% of what was going on, and that the game was going to rely on the visuals more than the story. And the reason I thought that was because it was an online game. They're touting it as multiplayer. Whenever you got a game that's touted as multiplayer, play with your friends, play with your friends. If all they're talking about is the multiplayer and the visuals of the game, the story's going to suck. That's not necessarily a bad thing if you just wanting to play with your friends and you don't care about story. Again, I'm playing the Elder Scrolls Online right now. I've already played through the story once. I got no intention of doing that again if I can avoid it. Right now, I'm leveling any of my new characters. I'm just grinding them out at certain spots, just leveling them up in like a day or two. It is what it is. I don't want to have to play through the story that much. But again, that's just me. If I'm playing, that's an MMO. If I'm playing something like Anthem or Destiny, I'm playing that for the story. The fact I can play with my friends is a bonus and gives the game longevity. This seems to be EA's main thing, is to make a game multiplayer and add in the story later. So, like I said, I just wanted to bring this up to remind everybody that the game was delayed, and we knew that all the way back in January of last year. So here it is, February 2019. And let's take a look at this article. This is from 3 days ago. This is from Ars Rechnica, and it's Anthem review. BioWare's sky-high gaming ambition crashes back to Earth. This is by Sam and I apologize, Sam, I'm probably going to butcher your name. Sam Macikovich? That might be it. Again, February 19th. And let's get into the article. BioWare, the developer responsible for Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Just finish. Sorry, my wife was packing her smokes. Sorry about that. Alright, so BioWare, the developer responsible for Mass Effect and Dragon Age, has returned with its first new series in over a decade. And again, we know Mass Effect Andromeda was a crash and burn, but let me go back in. First new series in over a decade, Anthem. It's a pretty big departure for the RPG-heavy studio. A jetpack-fueled, action-first online looter-shooter. And after a disastrous demo launched weeks ago, we wondered whether we even get a playable game. Tell you what, Fallout 76 taught me one thing. If your game is launching within a few weeks of your beta or your demo, that is basically the game you're going to get. Don't expect there to be any major changes or major fixes. Just assume whatever that demo or whatever that early access you get weeks before it comes out, that's the game. That's going to be released. That's what I've learned. So thank you, Bethesda, for teaching me that. But we're continuing on. The good news is that we did, and it. Sorry, I missed that part. Yeah, okay. The good news is that we did, and at its best, Anthem feels brilliant, beautiful, and thrilling. At its worst, though, this is a stuttering, confusing, heartbreaking mess of an action game. Okay, the good stuff in Anthem ultimately offers, and before I even look at this, I kind of looked at it already. Remember, I thought it was going to be a looter shooter. It's going to look pretty. It's going to control really great, and it was, again, mainly going to be a grind. That's it. So let's see what they say in here. The good stuff Anthem ultimately offers: artistic design, BioWare caliber plot, and that's freaking Iron Man feeling, and that freaking Iron Man feeling. Wait, what? The good stuff Anthem ultimately offers: artistic design, BioWare caliber plot, and that freaking Iron Man feeling fails to coalesce. There we go. Sorry, I keep stopping in the middle of sentences, which screw me up. Players are expected to log in again and again for missions with friends in true online shared shooter style, a la Destiny and Warframe. But the game's inherent structure makes this game look difficult to pull off. I tell you what, trying to compare Destiny and Anthem to Warframe is not overly accurate, just because of the way the games play. I mean, I know they get compared a lot, but just the way Warframe plays, you don't necessarily have to try to find a group. I mean, you can go into public stuff pretty quick. It's not too open worldy. They have some open world areas now, but they're kind of really different game designs. I know they get compared a lot, but it's not really an accurate comparison. I can get to that more later. I might do that too, since they do get compared a lot. But yeah, I mean, already this article is telling us exactly what I thought. It's going to feel cool flying around. It's going to look really good, but the story is going to suck. So let's continue on with this one. The disappointment we feel perhaps stems from the fact Anthem often feels like a classic BioWare single-player quest that was shoved awkwardly into an always online game. Bird have played it better. Alright, Anthem comes complete with its own sci-fi universe, one with no apparent ties to previous BioWare series. In this one, you control a freelancer, a class of bounty hunting soldier decked out in a robo armor suit called a Javelin. Sorry, my mouth is moving faster than my eyes are when I try to read this. You learn exactly what happened to your dwindling ranks in an opening mission that sees you and teammates contend with unbeatable odds and suffer from a tragic loss. Of course, these kind of games have to have a tragic loss. It's the peanut butter and jelly plot design, but okay, whatever. With a sole surviving person or something, but I'm not here to hit on the plot details too much. But the booming intro mission hits all the beats you might hope for in a BioWare-ized action game. Solid voice acting, killer vista, story music, and epic strange planet combat. So far, everything here says that it sounds and looks pretty. That's all it's telling me. In the first mission, your AI allies are old pros and do a good job of immediately establishing a rapport while you start wielding firepower in third-person perspective. One button fires an equipped military-grade gun. 4 other buttons, yada yada. I don't care about the button layout. You can fly, yada yada. I want to get to the details of where the story falls apart. Almost everything about Anthem's flight system is awesome. Okay, they spent a paragraph and a half talking about the flight system, which again, I figured would be cool, but the sheer act of lifting off looks, sounds, and feels great no matter how many times you do it. There's a timing chain for the required jump and boost combo coupled with a light and sound reaction of blasting off. The combined effect implied, okay, again, this is another paragraph dedicated just to flying. Another paragraph dedicated just to flying. Okay, there we go. So after 2.5 paragraphs of just talking about the flying, as the above gallery illustrates, there's a lot of ability to fly around through an Anthem. I can only speak to the game's PC version, which I tested on a beefy system, but I have managed to find that the right combination of effects toggles the game. Okay, we're still talking about the looks of it. Okay, they're not really talking about the story at all. This is page 1 of 3, though, so we're going to go to the next page. Sorry, my only complaint at this point is that these suits overheat when flying for too long. Okay, that's something I didn't know. I thought you could fly forever. But in combat, that trade-off is understandable outside of combat, and there's a lot of non-combat time during mission. I'd rather not stop flying. That's something I didn't know. Alright, now for flying. Anthem's flight system is right up there with the tortoise-shell skateboarding of Super Mario 64 and the dash jumping of Celeste. That's the game's purest, most crystallized gem of joy and movement, and one I'm glad to do again and again. Okay, so yeah, I had no idea that you couldn't fly forever in open world in Anthem. That is something that would drive me nuts. But we're going through, okay, he's still talking about the flying and looking at it, but here's where they start talking about the story. Let's start with that tone-setting intro mission. There, Bioware quickly establishes stakes while introducing imperfect, battle-hardened characters in gorgeous environments, of course, and I'm going to go ahead and guess that they just all die. And if there's spoilers in here, spoiler, I honestly don't know. See, the military is all put to the test, yada yada. Again, I don't want to go too deep into the specifics of this. And then fade to black. We wake up in a first-person perspective, are shown a single menu screen telling us to start playing Anthem. How? The game shrugs in response with narrative tutorial, as if to say, you played this kind of game before, right? Okay, so they basically just skipped over all this. Potholes show themselves quickly and constantly, complicating your path to figuring out what's going on. The first is that you have to walk around the tub hound of Fort Taurus in that first-person view at peg leg speed to find talkative NPCs. I hate that. I really hate that. I hate games where when you're in open world you can move around so fluidly and super fast, but the second you hit a hub town, you just slow down or crawl. That pisses me off to no end. Now there's a slight speed boost to this walk speed when you tap the shift key, but it's so meager that I often find myself wondering if it had triggered or not. Either way, you need to slog through Fort Taurus on a regular basis between every combat mission to keep the campaign moving forward. That would piss me off. I'm hearing less and less reason to play the game. NPCs start showing up, so they're talking about the hub town here, how it's pretty much slow. Early NPCs aren't helped by the game's ho-hum conversation system. It's never good. I'm not hearing anything good that screams. I'm just going to go ahead and guess that the game's story is really slow to play, having to go in and out of the slow area of the hub town, going back out for combat missions, having to travel without infinite flight. It sounds like there's a lot of issues just design-wise from the game that are pretty bad. And I say all this, again, I'm not trying to get too specific in here, but people are pretty upset with Anthem apparently. Let's go ahead and check out, let me just pull up their Rotten Tomato score here, or their score here. I know I spelled that wrong, but there we go. Anthem review score. Anthem reviews rounded up all the scores. It's going to be from VGA247. Let's pull up the scores that we're seeing here. There we go. So here's all the big ones. This is from VG247. Here's how everyone is rating Anthem. PC Gamer 55 out of 100. The Guardian 2 out of 5. I didn't realize that The Guardian did game reviews. IGN 6.5, I'm guessing out of 10. Metro 6. Windows Central 3 out of 5. Gaming Bolt 5. Polygon. Anthem trips over itself trying to blend two genres into one. Ouch. Ars Rechnica. BioWare Sky High Gaming Ambitions Crash Back to Earth. That's the article we just read. GameSpot 6. CG Magazine 7. Digital Fix 7. Destructoid 7. Flickering Myth 5.5. Jeux 2 French 14 out of 20. Hobby Consoles no score, and Leader Gamer Turkish 3 out of 5. These are mid-level to low scores at best. PC Gamer, The Guardian, and I think Flickering Myth and Gaming Vault all have some of the lower end scores. These are all between like 40 and 55%. That is pretty bad for a BioWare game. And I'm bringing this up and kind of harping on it. This game was delayed. So with the game being delayed, the game's still this bad. I'm really wondering what the hell is going on with the gaming industry with these AAA publishers. Game was delayed. The story sucks apparently. It is getting just bent over by all these game publications. And I'm not necessarily huge into some of the bigger game publications anyway, but they do provide kind of a baseline still. But the game itself, basically, it doesn't look like it can hold up on its own merit. And of course, the game has also got microtransactions in it. So compared to Apex Legends, which is free to play and is 25 million players within, what was it, 3 days? This is insane. This is a premium game. And let me go back here. Well, this is a release, by the way. This is on Origin's little, the Origin launcher, which I refuse to install, which is another reason I don't have the game too. I already got Steam. I don't need another launcher, which people have been giving other games crap for. We get into the Metro, newest Metro game coming out here probably next week. But I mean, look at the ways that Anthem released. This is their little release chart, and this is something I didn't know until they talked about Anthem, that Origin had a Premier PC edition that would allow you to play games, it looks like 2 weeks earlier. Here's their chart here. Standalone pre-order for Xbox, Legion of Dan pre-order, EA Access, Online Origin, and Online Access Premier for PC. All had demo access on February 1st. Okay, so everybody got it. When we start playing playing Apex, I'm not sure. I'm gonna check it out at some point. I don't know when. I might check it out next week. I might do it then. We'll see. We're still trying to get people from, and when I say we, Jommi from Jommi Just Playing, and myself, we're still looking for people, our subscribers, to see who else wants to play Minecraft with us. And I should probably go ahead and announce that too. I'll announce it again at the end. But Jommi and I are playing Minecraft. I've got a Minecraft server. We are playing. Sorry, my brain just died. Jommi never played Minecraft before, so we're making him play. Once he made a promise when he hit 550 subscribers, he'd play Minecraft. So we're trying to play with our subscribers. So people that are interested, we're trying to set up days. We were doing it weekly. We decided to do it on a weekend and do like an all-day stream, so everyone can kind of have a chance to come in and play with us, versus an every Monday night thing. So like once a month, we're going to have all of our subs who want to come in and play on the server. We're going to all get together, play together. We'll stream it. We'll have a good time. We'll play Minecraft together. So that's what we're doing right now. But I might play some Apex next week. Like I said, it is one that's interesting me. I might check it out. But no, it'll probably be next couple weeks or so. ESO releases next week, so we'll see. I'll probably play ESO in my off time and probably stream Apex during the regular stream times. So we'll see. In fact, I might go ahead and do that. We'll see. I mean, everyone's kind of saying they like it. I've heard people that just hate arena style games like that. Let's say they hate it. They're enjoying it. So I'll check it out. I'll give it some guys and see if they want to join in and play with me, or I just hop in and play myself. We'll see. But yeah, back to the Origin thing. I didn't know that Origin had their own little early access system here, and I think they've claimed that it isn't, but there's usually some kind of corporate speak to it. But everybody had access to the demo on February 1st, and apparently if you had Origin Premier Access, which is a paid service for this launcher, the Origin launcher, you got the game the 15th to the 22nd, what is that, you got the game a week earlier than everybody else. That's fucking insane. That is fucking that. So basically, especially with an online game like this, that basically means you can pay to have a head start on people. Now, I don't know if there's any PvP in this, so that kind of helps them, but you can pay to have a head start on people. With no PvP, I'd say it's not too big a deal, but this is why I'm not going to install the Origin launcher, because of shit like this. So all these third-party launchers, I'm probably going to uninstall the Bethesda launcher. The only reason I haven't so far is because maybe 76 finally pulls their head out of their asses. Maybe Bethesda actually fixes the game and it becomes incredible. We'll see. and because right now Bethesda isn't charging us for the launcher either, and I do have some free games on there. So we'll see. But shit like this, I don't understand. And I know I'm kind of all over the place today. I'm just kind of catching up to all the big gaming stuff going on right now, and it amazes me because I called it with Anthem. I have a buddy of mine. I'm not going to say his name on here, but we used to play together. We're trying to find a game we can all play together again, because I really enjoy playing games with him. But I know he was excited to play Anthem. I knew what it was going to be from the get-go, and I was like, I'm tired of playing games like this. I played Destiny after the Taken King got released, so I didn't have to deal with the original issues everybody had when Destiny 1 released. I hopped into it with a lot of content already. House of Wolves had already come out, Taken King had come out, so I had tons of content. I didn't have those same issues everybody else did. Played Destiny 2 from the get-go. Man, did that disappoint. And then that first DLC that came out for it, I think maybe the second, I know that first one was terrible. I mean, the DLC map for that thing, the area was literally the size of a small PvP map, and that was the open world area. Games like that, or Dominant, you can kind of see them coming a mile away. I mean, Anthem was always destined to be a Destiny clone that failed. I mean, they cloned every part of Destiny, the space age part of it, the open world part of it, and the shitty part of it. I mean, you're supposed to be a contender for Destiny. I mean, I guess in the same spheres they are rivals for each other, but neither one's very good. I mean, it's like competing to see who's got the worst smell. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And this is a game that was delayed already as it is. I mean, I'm sure Anthem will eventually become the game people thought it was going to be. But the fact that it's going to take probably a year or two after release for Anthem to become a good game makes me wonder why it's taken this long for it to work, or for them to actually get it to that point. The demo was fun, but it's way too repetitive. I can't even touch Warframe level of grind. Warframe is definitely grindy. I will be the first one to say that. And again, I'm one of those weirdos. I do not mind grind in the game as long as it's something I don't have to pay for. Don't have to. Again, you can pay for stuff from Warframe. I have supported them. I do like it, and I do like to grind for it too. And their grind isn't something to where you got to grind for a week to earn 10 platinum or something. You can grind for a couple of hours and earn, a couple thousand platforms links up to players, which is another system that Warframe has above all these other games as well too, especially AAA games, is that the in-game premium currency can actually be traded between players. So there is an actual economy in game that the players have created that is kind of even things out. So Platinum does kind of have an in-game credit. There is kind of an equivalent amount of credits for it. You are going to be buying Platinum or credits, but what to sell stuff for there. So you can't actually farm for Platinum in the game, even though it is a premium currency. I'm taking another sip here. Even though it is a premium currency, there is actually an in-game economy that actually helps boost and keep the game going, because you can actually sell stuff to other players for that in-game currency, and then use that to buy other stuff you want. You can use it to buy stuff from the store if you want to, whatever you want to do. That's something unique that I don't see in a lot of premium games at all. Can't think of any AAA game, especially something like an Anthem or Destiny or anything like that, where you can actually trade online currency to other players in game or trade around with them. I don't know any that have economies like that. In fact, Destiny, you couldn't even trade items to other players. That's something that always killed me. I got tired of watching my friends get the same weapon over and over again from the unique drops, and it took me weeks to get weapons that they were just getting multiples of. We couldn't trade. I would get armor pieces, weapon pieces that they were trying to get. I couldn't trade it to them. That was stupid to me. And they could have very easily reduced the amount of these weapons and armor pieces that dropped, and then set up an in-game economy to where players could trade. All you gotta do is reduce how often they drop. Problem solved. You don't gotta worry about everybody, getting these weapons too fast. Not a big deal. I already know about all that. I'm just talking down to Anthem. Yeah, Anthem is the same kind of game. It's Destiny with a different skin. And the only thing that it seems to have over Destiny is that you can fly. And apparently even that sucks, because you can only fly temporarily. I had no idea that you couldn't just fly in Anthem. I did not know that you could overheat. That is the dumbest thing I can think of. And little design decisions like that, or sorry, little design decisions like that. What is the problem letting people just fly and have a good time? Why does it have to feel like work to play a game? That doesn't make any sense to me. Playing a game should not feel like work unless it is your job to play games. There's sometimes I play a game for stream. I may enjoy it, but may not feel like playing a game, that particular game, that day. There are times during my Subnautica playthrough I felt like playing something else that day. I went ahead and played it. Once I get in there and start playing it, I'm in the mood, just like that. But getting me there, let's say I wanted to play Warframe that day, and I was like, oh, I got to stream, and then, you know, I get it started, and I'm back in, I'm like, okay, I'm in the world, I'm set. It shouldn't feel bad to play a game for fun like Anthem or Destiny and make it feel like a chore like that. Even when I play Warframe, it doesn't feel like a chore, because even if I don't feel like grinding for a certain thing anymore, like if I'm trying to find a mod and I don't feel like grinding for it, I can go do like a million other things, and no matter what you do in Warframe, every activity you do, you're progressing towards or grinding towards like 50 different other things. Everything's interlaced so much, and there's so much stuff in the game. No matter what you're doing, you're progressing towards something. So yeah, games like Anthem and Destiny, I don't think I'm ever going to play them again. I mean, it would take a lot for me to get into these, and it's just, I can't say heartbreaking, it's just a waste of time for games like Anthem to even exist. I mean, they put all this time and money in there, and I guarantee the game is sold well. I haven't looked at the sale numbers. I know people are rating it bad, but I guarantee the game's made money, and they're pushing these microtransactions. That's what I wanted to look at next. I guess these microtransactions are going to change by week to week. I guess the microtransactions available this week, it'll cost $30 to buy them all, and apparently they're going to change between weeks. So apparently you can earn the items in game by paying for them with the gold you get in game. This is an article from IGN. Anthem's microtransactions, everything you need to know. I'm not going to go through reading the whole article, but apparently after the campaign was done, I guess at some point you're just given 40,000 coins, which is not the premium currency, it's the in-game earned currency. And by the time the main campaign was done and side stories were done, they had 120,000 coins. Okay, cool. Looking at this photo here, let's go ahead and pull it up. Here we go, Guardian Armor packs. These packs cost 61,000 coins each. So cool. It looks like if you do a little bit more grinding, you can buy both these packs without having to pay for anything. But keep in mind that is using the free coins that you get and finishing the campaign. Well, I'm pretty sure you can't finish the campaign or replay the campaign over and over again, which means you're going to be reliant on doing in-game activities to earn coins. So the question is, how often can you actually earn coins? One of the big things with Fallout 76 that ended up ticking me off was the Atom Shop. Yes, you can earn the atoms in game, but you're going to get the bulk majority of your atoms during your playthrough of the campaigns and the main quests. Afterwards, you will get atoms, yes, but it's going to be just a few at a time for performing daily or weekly activities. There's usually like 5 or 10 at a time, when things in the store cost hundreds or thousands of atoms. That's how they get you. They give you a bunch up front. You know, the first taste is free. That's how they get you. The first taste is free, and then you got to pay to get more. That's how games like this work. So if you're ending the campaign at 120,000 coins, assume that to get that much, assume that you're going to get half that every week from now on. That's my general, that's what's going to happen. So if you grind and do everything, you might get half that. You can probably earn the entire amount to buy everything on there every week, but you're going to need to grind like it is a full-time job more than likely. Now, I don't know this for sure, but with the history of games I've played, that is likely what's going to have to happen. So, that's just me. That's my take on it. It just amazes me that I'm not amazed by it. It amazes me that I called what this game would be a year before it came out, and there are still people that are going to defend this game to the death. And again, a year from now, I may eat my words if it turns out this ends up Game of the Year and it ends up actually being a game worth getting. But as of right now, I am not intrigued to play this in the least. So that's just my take on that. that's going to go ahead and do it for today. Like I said, I'm going to try to do our streams again every Friday for gaming news. During the week on Monday and Wednesday, at the very least, we're going to be doing our gaming playthrough. I think I may go ahead and check out Apex Legends next week. It's a free-to-play game, so I got no reason not to check it out. We'll do some live streaming with that, see if we get into it. It may be a game we like playing from now on. Who knows? Get that into the rotation. Past that, other announcements. Remember, if you are interested in playing Minecraft with Jommi and I, as well as the rest of the tribe of many, let me know. My Discord should be in the comments down below if not, they're on my other videos. Again, this has been a test premiere, so I'm going to go back and watch and make sure everything worked the way it was supposed to. So forgive me if things aren't quite where they're supposed to be, but I am going to be using the premieres from now on, so I'm going to force myself to learn it and make sure I got it all working correctly. That way you guys can see beforehand. Again, the issue being that whenever we start streaming, everybody's not seeing when our streams are popping up until well after we start streaming. That doesn't do us any good if everyone's coming in an hour or 2 hours after we've started and we're finishing up in 15 minutes. You missed all the stream. You're not going to want to go back and talk to me. Most people, we live stream so we can talk with you guys, you can talk to us while we're playing the games to interact with our audience. If you guys know we're not streaming, we can't interact with you, so we can't entertain you guys. I mean, that's our main job here, is to entertain and bring you guys news, or that's what I'm trying to do, is bring you guys news. Our main job is entertainers. So that's what I'm trying to do the premiere, so it actually shows when we're going to be going live. You'll get that notification, and it'll kind of help me keep to a schedule as well. But like I said, if you're interested in playing Minecraft with us, let us know. You can join my Discord. Just say, hey, Venom, we're looking to play Minecraft with you. Only stipulation, must be 18 years or older to get on stream. If you're not, we will probably let you play, but you won't be able to be heard on stream. We're going to have to cut your voice out. There's some legal reasons for that, and especially with everything going on with YouTube now, most definitely probably couldn't have anyone under the age of 18 streaming with us. So that is what it is. Again, next week, probably some Apex Legends. I will be playing some Elder Scrolls Online, the new Ratstone DLC. I'll try to stream that as well. And again, Friday, we're going to be doing some more new stuff. I'll get with Jommi, see if he wants to hop in with us as well. We'll probably be starting it a bit earlier. He starts his normal streams at 9 p.m. That's when I normally do. I'll probably start the news earlier, probably around